what information is your heartbeat giving you? And if the information is less than peaceful, less than joyous, which it probably is initially, we take the practice of breathing and grounding into our body and releasing it. When we do this meditation, this is exactly what we're going to do, and I'm going to take it much further than we have before. I have to say that in the physical body, I love my medicine, the Chinese medicine, that the heart, which is a fire element, it's the only element that has 3 partners in the body, or 3 systems. Most elements only have 2. The heart has 3, because in all the medicines, they talked about the heart being our royalty, being the queen, being the emperor, and it needs extra support because it's delicate. The body and the mind, the psyche, we have a built-in protection system. We have no idea. So one of the things that's in the body that I need to share, because it's so amazing, that protects and keeps this heart spark alive, waiting to be cleaned and awoken, is our small intestine. The small intestine is responsible for sorting the pure and the impure. The pure energy is love. What is the truth versus what's the lie? What's the illusion? What's the trauma? There's another one, which is the pericardium. Physically on the heart, we all have a membrane that covers the heart. It is the heart protector. Nothing enters the heart without going through that system. Uniquely, the way we as humanity and people connect is through what? Through love. The pericardium addresses the intimate connection through, they call it sex circulation. So, sex is a very powerful, probably the most powerful way to connect with somebody. It creates life. It has the potential to create life. And the other one is something that's called the Sanjal. What is the Sanjal? It's our aura. It's our radiance, our field. We have in our aura, what is even in our field, what is in our experience before it even begins to hit us physically. So when I work with people, I think about all this as someone has heartache, heartbreak, whatever it is. I think, where do I go? How do I access? A lot of traditions suggest that you not even needle, not even touch the heart, because it is way too sacred and precious. The other way we can access and we can feel the reflection of our heart is through our tongue. The tongue is the sprout of the heart. That is why communication and language are so important. They imprint us. When masters speak, do you ever notice you're fully aware, you're fully in the moment, nothing matters, doesn't matter what they're saying, they are fully vibrating, literally vibrating through their heart. It's beyond our conscious mind. We have super consciousness in our heart. So most of us don't spend any time feeling our heart, feeling our heartbeat. And I often think of the lungs because it's right in the same vicinity, right? In the body. There's a reason why. Why? The heart and every cell not only is a map of memory, it also can be activated and awakened through, like I said, the breath. It's the first physical, which we are, experience the breath. The out-breath of voice, the out-breath of life, So when we do this meditation, we're going to practice the heart rhythm, allowing it to fill us up. We're going to practice allowing our heart and our cells to literally breathe. Again, this is an experience that people can continually do. The more we get in touch with the perfect, beautiful space of pure light in us, everything can resolve. It's on the inside, it's not on the outside. The intuition wakes up. Our passions wake up. Our creativity awakens. Our joy explodes. We love regardless of the circumstance. And we're filled with love. All we want to do is receive more love and give more love. It's a constant circular flow. Just want to talk a little bit too about, as I was speaking about the heart, the spark having its own super consciousness, having its own feelings, having its own memory of our own endless timelines. The map of who we've been through time is in the heart. And because of the connections, it flows through our body. And so our bodies are constantly picking up memory everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Our bodies have 5 senses. We're picking up the information through our 5 senses. Now, I bet you, when I say this, you'll all know. When you were in school and you went into your school cafeteria, I bet you all know the smell of that school cafeteria. I tell you, there's certain things that memory and they say smell have the deepest, deepest imprint and conscious ability to remember. When you would go into your grandmom's or your mother's home on a special occasion, you'd walk in and you'd smell that meal. Memory takes us back. It feeds us, just as our vision, the touch. By the way, does anyone know what is the fluid of the heart? It is not blood. Sweating, sweat. So there's tremendous information in our sweat. Think about that. Think about perfume. Where do you think pheromones come from? Touch, pores, sweat. So I created this. When we forget, let's go back to the 3 B's. Heart, B for beat. Beat, breath, body. We must feel, feel, feel. Most of us already know and have awareness. We've lived long enough and studied hard enough and run into enough successes and enough roadblocks to know. But do we feel? Have we really have the courage, like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy or the lion, I should say, in The Wizard of Oz, do you have courage to feel, feel, feel? Unlock it with your breath and flow it through your body. And then bring your essence fully in your body. One alone's not going to cut it. All 3 equally in time and in practice will completely change your life. Transcendence, that's the last step. Transcendence, that's a whole other video. I don't know who's there yet. I'm not. I've probably had glimpses of it though. So this is important to mention, and I know I'm talking a lot here, but when we first begin to really embody and practice this, there's a lot of things we can personally experience and expect to feel. One of them is probably initial excitement and perhaps more awareness and more inspiration. But let's be real. None of us has a clear, pure, shining cell, okay? We don't. When I do this, I can tell you extreme exhaustion. When we start to bring our being into our bodies, we are living in our history. And I tell you, our bodies don't know to release it until we say to release it. And it doesn't happen overnight. We don't grow long hair overnight and beautiful muscles overnight. It's through discipline and the enthusiasm to keep going and trying. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I literally was just taken somewhere, and I don't. Okay, what was I saying? I don't know.
About inside your body, like the...
Oh yeah, being in the body. Okay, yeah. So a lot of tiredness. I often notice that I can look different. Some people, like I will look some days older, younger. It's interesting because our body is freeing and clearing itself of so much restriction. And there's a sense of, once you get on the tiger, as they say, you can't get off. Because there is a yearning beyond anything you know, because you know you're returning home. There are trillions of atoms through sperm in conception that go towards what? The egg. Only one usually sticks. Why? Because it's the one that said, yes, I can do it. So if whoever is here, you said, yes, I can do this. And you all can. Doesn't have to be so serious. One of the virtues that opens the heart is not, everyone thinks love and gratitude, but it's joy. Not taking things so seriously. Having the enthusiasm to go in there 10 minutes a day perhaps, and what? Discover who you are. Discover what lens is radiating out into the world. And one thing that I think is important, we look at, sort of disease on the planet, like spiritual disease. Why we had those three organs, those three systems that were about protecting the heart. Why? Because it's the divine. If life, for whatever the reason, those three systems, I'm talking like it would take something like karma, probably. Something beyond anything I can even dream up. It's a huge map of something that person's working through. It means that disease, trauma penetrated into the physical heart or into the spiritual heart, and the person becomes out of reality. It's like schizophrenia. They're out of reality. People who can't seek healing, they're out. They're literally heart. There's been a fracture. We all have felt that way. We've all thought we're probably not going to make it, and know what agony and pain and suffering is. But you know what? You're here. You keep getting up. You keep breathing. You keep loving. You keep going. Why? Because your heart is bright. There's nothing more powerful than your light in you. Everything's within us.